Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to do a physical exam on a horse, and I have Pistol as my lovely companion here to help me demonstrate. So when you are doing a TPR on a horse, you're going to take its temperature, its heart rate, and its respiratory rate. So for the respiratory rate, you're going to concentrate at the point of the elbow right here, and you're going to put your stethoscope right about here. Now, you can best hear the heart rate on the left side, and that's because your heart mostly lies to the left side, and you have 3 valves on that side and only 1 on the right. So I'm going to place my stethoscope where I would hear her heartbeat. Here's the point of her elbow. Okay, so I got 8 heartbeats in 15 seconds. Pistol's really chill right now, so that's appropriate. So 8 times 4 is 32, and that's under 40, so that's a good heart rate for her. Now, your normal values and ranges differ for babies. So to do their respiratory rate, you first need to know where their lung fields are. So the lung field is going to run from the point of the elbow up to the ribs, about the last rib up here, along the epaxial muscles and back down. So you have a nice triangle right here to listen for your lung fields. Now you do have ribs as well, so you want to make sure that you're between ribs when you listen. And the same goes for the respiratory rate as the heart rate. You want to listen for 15 seconds and then multiply it by 4. And normal values are about under 20 for that. You really don't want your horse's respiratory rate at rest to be too much above 20. So the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to listen for gut sounds in a horse. So you want to listen in, you have 4 quadrants, your upper quadrant and your lower quadrant. So if you're worried your horse may be having some signs of colic, it's a good thing to check the gut sounds. And as long as you hear some type of gut sound, then that's pretty normal. Horses are continuously digesting as they're supposed to be constantly grazing. So it's normal to hear gut sounds. Now, if you do not have access to a stethoscope, there's another way that you can check respiratory and heart rate. So you can place your hand on the horse's abdomen, and when they breathe in and breathe out, that is 1 respiratory rate. So as Pistol breathes, my hand moves. There's a breath in, and then she'll breathe out. And so that's another way that you can check for your respiratory rate, and you still want to do the 15 seconds and then multiply it by 4. And for the heart rate, they have what's called a facial artery that runs along the bottom of their jaw right here, and you can feel it. It feels kind of like a spaghetti noodle. It's pretty thick, and your hand will run over it, and you can feel it pop kind of as it rolls under your fingers. So you don't want to depress it too much to where you cut off the blood supply, but you would like to put a steady amount of pressure against it. You're pushing against her jaw right here, and you can count for 15 seconds and multiply it by 4 and get a heart rate that way. Another way that you can check your horse's hydration, and it's really good to do this especially in hot weather that's coming up, is lift their lip, and then you can feel their gums. You want them to be pink, moist, and wet. To check perfusion, you can place your finger on their gum, hold down for just a second, and then let up. And you'll see the color return, and normal is under 2 seconds for that as well. Now the last part of our physical exam that we would like to do is a temperature. So to safely get a temperature, you want to stand on the hip of the horse to the side. You're going to lift their tail and gently insert the thermometer. You want to make sure not to let go of the thermometer. The thermometers that we have are digital, and we have found that this type of thermometer is the closest to a mercury thermometer that was used in commonly taking horses' temperature. And on those, you want to make sure that you don't let go. So it's pretty cool in here today, and Pistol's temperature is 98.6, and that can be normal for a horse. Normal for horses can range around the 100 mark.